Today, I am going to show you that you don't necessarily need expensive markers to draw. Although a lot of artists like using good quality markers to make great art, some cheap supplies can sometimes be underrated. Keep watching to see what you and I can create with these markers. Hey guys, welcome back! Today I'll be testing out some markers from the brand 𝓼𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪. I bought these off Amazon, 51 markers for $24, which means each marker is about 47 cents. On one side, it has a brush tip, and on the other side, it has a chisel tip. And on each top, it includes the number of the marker and the color name. Let's do some swatches to see how these colors look. I'm not a professional at swatching, but this is just a little example shade to see how the colors look. I started off with the reds and the oranges, and once I started coloring with this marker, oh my gosh, it just bled almost everywhere. The marker or the ink came out way too watery, I guess from the position that it was in, the horizontal position, from being in the package for maybe a little too long. The ink came out way too quick, but it's okay. I just cleaned it up with a paper towel. It did bleed through the paper. It went outside of the lines, but it's totally okay. I just kept going. Another thing about the shape of the marker is that they're not just regular rounded markers. They do have some rounded corners to it on the tap. So for example, when you go to close the marker, it can sometimes be kind of difficult to close all the way. So you do have to be careful when you're screwing the tap back on, just in case. Don't leave your taps open because they can dry out. So this is something you do have to look after. Make sure you screw the tap on correctly. And it can sometimes be a little bit of struggle. You have to take it off and put it back on again to make sure they close correctly. So in the pack where all the markers came in, I noticed a little pamphlet was inside with instructions, and one of the instructions stood out to me because I actually bought a marker organizer to lay my markers flat to prevent the ink from leaking, like how it happened in the orange marker. For now, these are how the swatches look. I like the variety of colors, and the only thing I didn't like was the lack of skin colors in the palette. But yeah, up next, I'll just go ahead and set up the marker organizer that I bought from Amazon, as you can see here. So just give me 1 minute to, well, it didn't take a minute, it actually took like half an hour. But yeah, this is how it looks at the end. I actually really liked it, and I really liked how it made my desk look as well. Definitely recommend. Up next, I wanted to test out how the markers feel and how they blend. The chisel tip felt pretty good and steady. It's very wide, so you can really get color on the paper pretty quickly. The brush marker isn't as bendable as some other brush markers may be. It's kind of stiff at the body, but the top is sort of bendable. Then I wanted to try some blending with the chisel side first. I tried to blend a dark blue and a lighter blue together, and the results were actually pretty nice. I didn't really have a problem with the blending. Next, I tried some brown colors. Same thing, I blended a darker brown and a lighter brown together, and it came out pretty good. And lastly, I wanted to try blending with red. There are two colors in the set that are literally the same shade of red, number 11 and number 15. I put them side to side here, and you can't really tell a difference in the color. I tried a light pink, but I think that was my mistake. The other reds were too contrasting for the light pink, so it didn't really blend out. Also, another thing I would like to point out is when you go to open the marker, the ink sort of splashes out onto the paper. You can only see little dots, but I feel like this is normal for markers because almost every marker that I've tried has basically done the same thing. So with these markers, you might have to open the marker away from the paper. And now onto the drawing. Here, as you can see, I had a sketch already done. I decided to really show all the colors in the set. I chose to draw something colorful. I searched for a reference on Pinterest. It's one of my favorite apps to look for references. And I started going in with the colors, starting off with yellow, then orange, red, purple, and slowly transitioning into blue. This drawing will show a yellow bouncing light off of her face. The light is coming from the right side and from the bottom, and as to the other side, it's more darker, yet the bouncing light is blue. I actually really enjoyed the process for this drawing. It was really fun just throwing the different colors on there. I didn't really worry too much about the blending right now. My focus was just to place the colors where I see them on the reference. Now I will leave you to enjoy the rest of the speed drawing process, and I will see you guys at the end of the video. And these are the results of today's drawing. As you can see, you can create great art with cheap markers. You don't necessarily need expensive art supplies to create art. It's how you use it, not what you use. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys liked how the drawing came out. It's honestly one of my favorites that I've made in a while. Please let me know what you think, and I would love to know if you will buy these markers. The link will be in the description if you would like to buy it. Thank you so much for watching, subscribe, and give it a like. Take care and see you guys next time.